Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Fad Show. Today is a special Fad Show road trip video. I'm going to take you with me on a bucket list trip that I made this past May and June. It was a 2.5-week road trip from here where I live in Texas all the way to Los Angeles, California, all the way up to Redwood National Park in Northern California along the Pacific Coast Highway, and then back inland to Yosemite and down to Joshua Tree National Park. So I hope you like it. Did not take long after leaving before hitting the first train and the first series of trucks driving side by side. Day one was easy, just heading west for 14 hours straight. The only notable sight to be seen was the border with Mexico. We spent the night at our favorite roadside motel in Tucson. Memorial Day weekend made for a pretty rough drive into LA, but dropping the Angelus Crest highway made it all worth it. If you're a car enthusiast, you've probably heard of the Angelus Crest Highway. It is 66 miles long and spans the San Gabriel Mountains. Originally constructed as a fire road, construction began in 1929, had to pause during World War II, and eventually opened in 1956. It didn't take long before the Angelus Crest Highway reached my top 5 favorite driving roads.
We're still going. Holy smokes. On the Angelus Crest Highway.
While we were in the LA area, we spent a few days staying at our Airbnb vineyard, biking, surfing, and just relaxing. Today was the most anticipated day of the trip for me, finally getting to drive the Pacific Coast Highway, most importantly through Big Sur. Driving my 911 through Big Sur definitely lived up to the hype. Although there were some days on this journey where I thought to myself that there might have been a better car than the 911, today was a day where I don't think there would have been a better suited car for the journey at hand. We stayed in Pebble Beach during our time on the Monterey Peninsula, but when we were done adventuring for the day, we found ourselves hanging out in Carmel by the sea the most. As a car enthusiast, I couldn't have come all this way without driving a 17-mile drive, although I will admit I enjoyed it more on bicycle than I did in the car. The 17-mile drive bike path molded straight into the Monterey downtown bike path, which made for an awesome day of riding. To say that we enjoyed driving over the Golden Gate Bridge, but the hours spent in San Francisco traffic didn't really make it worth it. We stayed in Arcata, California, while we were exploring Redwood National Park. This was the time that I felt the most out of place with the car on this trip. After reaching the most northerly point on our trip, we headed south for Yosemite National Park. Yosemite National Park was definitely another part of this trip that lived up to the hype. Hiking Half Dome was one of the most rewarding and enjoyable hikes I've ever done in my life. It was often funny the looks we would get on this trip pulling our cycling or hiking gear out of the 911. After our time in Yosemite, we headed south to our final destination, which was Joshua Tree National Park.